They say great work requires great results. Good people put that work in with Jutain Fit. Personal instructor, Rob Ski. Certified in nutrition and fitness. Good people. Tell them Blocko sent you. Good people, who's rocking? You're now tuned in. OG Sonny Blocko, I got a story to tell you, heard? You already know what it is, right? You already know what it is. Listen, grab your popcorn, grab your snacks, grab your drinks and all that, right? Grab your get right, cause good people, it's movie time, you heard? Today's feature, part 3 of the men who built Black America. Today we'll be talking about O.W. GURLEY, Edward P. McCabe, and J.B. Stratford. Good people, you already know it's good work over here, right? Do me a favor, tell a friend to tell a friend. Hit that like, share, and subscribe. Enjoy the feature. Now, when talking about the men who built Black America, we're not just talking about the Harlem Renaissance only being in New York, but the name covers the time frame of Black excellence and post-antebellum America. But I guess Black Renaissance covers it best. With that said, let's take a trip to the Southern Midwest and the players of Black Wall Street. Good people, I introduce to you the pioneer, Ottaway W. GURLEY, better known as O.W., the father of Black Wall Street, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Now, we won't get much into Black Wall Street's ending, being that this is a celebration. We'll reflect more on the vibrant times of Black Wall Street. O.W. was born December 25th, 1867 in Huntsville, Alabama, to formerly enslaved parents, John and Rosanna GURLEY. Soon after O.W.'s birth, the family moved to Pine Bluff, Arkansas. O.W. attending public school. After graduation, he still wanted to learn more, so he educated himself, and not doing a bad job at it, because later he worked as a teacher and also in the post office. While living in Pine Bluff, good old O.W. meets the love of his life, Emma Wells. The couple soon married in November 6, 1889. 4 years later, in 1893, Mr. and Mrs. GURLEY moved to Oklahoma Territory to participate in the land run of 1893, staking claim in what would later be known as Perry, Oklahoma. In Perry, good old O.W., he rose to prominence quick, you heard? He ran for treasurer of Noble County, but was unsuccessful, settling for principal of the local school. I told you that self-education, he must have did a pretty good job for real. But yo, listen, eventually, the GURLEYs started and operated a general store, being very successful for 10 years. Now O.W., saving up his profits from the general store, in 1905, he sold the store, adding to his bankroll. Packing it up again, him and the missus were off to the all-boom town of Tulsa, Oklahoma. He quickly set up shop in Tulsa, purchasing 40 acres of land, which by segregation law was only to be sold to black people. This was called the Jim Crow Law. Now listen, the Jim Crow Law plays a great role in establishing Black Wall Street. We'll get into that a little later. Among GURLEY's first businesses in Tulsa was a boarding house, which was located on a dusty trail near the railroad tracks. The road was given the name Greenwood Avenue, named after a city in Mississippi. The area became very popular among black migrants fleeing from the oppression of Mississippi. They would find refuge in GURLEY's boarding house, OW also provided monetary loans to black people who wanted to start their own businesses. Now, back to Jim Crow, right? Back to Jim Crow and the powers that be, not even knowing that this was the best thing for Greenwood Avenue and the town, because with the help of GURLEY and his loans, starting black-owned businesses, the town became self-sufficient, supporting and shopping amongst black-owned, no matter the tax bracket. As a people, they were all together, building each other and catering to self-sustaining black folk. This effort of Greenwood was dubbed as Black Wall Street. In addition to the 40 acres, and in addition to the boarding houses, OW also built 3 two-story buildings, 5 homes, and bought 80 more acres of farmland in Rogers County. He built an employment agency to give black people work, almost like the daily work you see today. Old boy was definitely ahead of his time. He built a Masonic lodge and also founded what is known today as Vernon AME Church. In 1914, GURLEY was made sheriff's deputy by the city of Tulsa. In 1921, OW owned more than 100 properties in Greenwood. Yo, listen, my guy was doing big things, right? A tycoon in his own right, you heard? But most importantly, helping others out tremendously along the way. The race massacre of 1921, this was the end of Black Wall Street, due to a race war started by whites under a false pretense that a young black kid had his way with a young white girl in an elevator. But as I said, we won't dig too much into that, being that this is a celebration, you heard? But listen, by GURLEY's own account, he lost everything due to the riots, and him being deputy sheriff held no weight to the angry mob. Again, Mr. and Mrs. GURLEY, I would say they packed it up, but you listen, after the riots, it wasn't much to pack up. So listen, we just going to say they moved to the West Coast, arriving in Los Angeles. OW and Emma opened and ran a small hotel until his last days. Listen, Ottaway W. GURLEY, the father of Black Wall Street. Next on the list, I give you the Honorable Edward P. McCabe, also known as Good Old Eddie P. Born October 10th, 1850 in Troy, New York. As a child, he moved from Troy to Fall River, Massachusetts, from there to Newport, Rhode Island, and his teenage years ending up in Bangor, Maine. When his father died, good old Eddie P, he quit school to take a job, eventually moving to NYC, where he worked on Wall Street. Finding no room for promotion beyond a clerk or a porter in NYC, good old Eddie P, he was off to Chi-Town in 1872, where he worked as a clerk for Potter Palmer, who was an American businessman responsible for much of the development of State Street in Chi-Town. McCabe was then appointed clerk in the Cook County office of the U.S. Treasury Department. Edwin then moved to Nicodemus, Kansas in 1878, where he was an attorney and land agent. After 2 years, he was appointed county clerk of the newly established Graham County. At the age of 32, good old Eddie P, Eddie was off to making big moves, right? He was elected Kansas State Auditor and became the highest ranking African-American office holder outside of Reconstruction, where he served 2 full terms. From there, it was off to the next accomplishment for old Eddie P. He moved to Washington, D.C. and lobbied for an appointment for governor in the new Oklahoma Territory. Even though he was not appointed, he still moved to Oklahoma in 1890, looking to make a difference. He was soon appointed the first treasurer of Logan County, Oklahoma. McCabe was also one of the 3 founders of Langston City. Edward acquired a 320-acre tract near Guthrie, Oklahoma, which became the town of Langston around 1892. The city was an all-black area 10 miles northeast of Guthrie. In 1897, an all-black architectural school was opened, later being named Langston University. McCabe founded the city with the idea to help stop racial persecution. It was a part of the program to create more than 25 new black settlements within the Oklahoma Indian Territory. McCabe's ambition didn't stop there. He embarked on a new venture in the State House, using the city of Langston as a nucleus. He encouraged the immigration of blacks in such numbers that eventually they would outnumber the whites. This guy was strategic to the utmost. He planned to organize black settlers so that he could get a majority vote in each the representative and the senatorial district of the proposed state. Good old Eddie P supported the idea of making Oklahoma into an all-black state and wanted to help with the efforts of the idea. Even though this never happened, McCabe played a big role in taking a stand for African American rights in a time where there was a great deal of racial persecution. Salute, good old Eddie P. The final and very important piece to the Black Wall Street puzzle, the distinguished J.B. Stratford. Born, watch the names, good people, born John the Baptist Stratford, September 10th, 1861 in Versailles, Kentucky. Now again, I told you he John the Baptist, right? His father was Julius Caesar, better known as JC. JC was enslaved, and his owner never given him his last name. But the owner's daughter befriended JC and taught him how to read. In 1863, JC read the Emancipation Proclamation and petitioned his owner for freedom for himself and family. JC, being a jack of all trades, learning how to read, right? He forged a travel permission slip, signing his owner's name, and escaped to Stratford, Ontario. Changing one letter, he adopted the surname of Stratford. In Ontario, he worked to earn enough money to return to Kentucky so that he could secure the legal documents to declare his family free. JC made sure that he passed these well-taught lessons along to his family. His firstborn, JB, took the lessons to heart and educated himself as well as became an advocate for others. He enrolled into Oberlin College in Ohio. There, he met his future wife, Augusta. The couple were the first black students to be admitted and graduate from the school. In 1899, JB went on to acquire his law degree from Indiana University. At the age of 38, he began practicing law. That same year, he launched his first hotel venture, investing in a hotel in Alexandria, Indiana. When the hotel went out of business a year later, Stratford began to look for other business opportunities, and he heard of this quickly growing black town where all the people were thriving. Upon his arrival in Greenwood, JB found a kindred spirit in good old O.W. GURLEY. The two men formed an informal business partnership by investing in land, building rental homes, and selling it to other black entrepreneurs. Over the next 18 years, JB would expand his portfolio, buying more homes for rent to the sum of 24 homes. Also, the Stratford Hotel, one of the biggest and grandest hotels of the time. When the hotel opened on June 1st, 1918, it was the largest black-owned and operated hotel in America. JB envisioned his hotel as the pinnacle of his dreams, remarking that the Stratford would be a monument to the thrift, energy, and business tact of the race in Tulsa and to the race in the state of Oklahoma. John the Baptist Stratford, a visionary. Salute.